Hey guys, welcome back to Books and Coffee. My name is Jeremy. I want to deeply apologize for not posting a video yesterday. Like as per normal, I kind of posted like a little recipe that I made. I was very, very sick yesterday. I was feeling very groggy. I was feeling really, really down. Not really a good mental day for me. So I apologize for not filming. I just literally just posted that so you guys would get a video from me, but I thought I would do a video, and I've reorganized my bookshelf to do all things Cassandra Clare because she's my favorite author in the entire world. I've read many, many of her books, and I have fallen in love with each and every one of them. With the most recent release of this book right here, Chain of Thorns, I thought I would do a more updated video on how and where and which book should you start reading the Shadowhunter Chronicles. So we're gonna get started. All right, so not only is this my recommended reading order, but this is also author Cassandra Claire's reading order. And we're gonna start with City of Bones, which is the first book of the Mortal Instruments. And then you're gonna read City of Ashes and City of Glass. And then you're going to want to pick up Clockwork Angel, which is the first book of the Infernal Devices series, as well as its sequel, Clockwork Prince. Or Clockwork Angel, Clockwork Prince. I'm not sure if I said that originally, but I would recommend reading these. And then we're going to jump back to the Mortal Instruments, and then I would recommend reading City of Fallen Angels and City of Lost Souls. I'm kind of used to doing this like pause function on my phone, so that way you guys don't have to see me put the books back and pull new ones out all the time. So we're gonna try it out and see if it works. All right, so the next two are the last books of two different series. So the first one that you're going to want to finish is Clockwork Princess, which is the last book of the Infernal Devices. You don't really have to if you don't want to, but like if you want to read whatever one of these series on your own, which doesn't really matter, go for it. You don't really have to, but this is what I would highly recommend. So there's Clockwork Princess, and once you're done with Clockwork Princess, then you can dive head first into City of Heavenly Fire, which is the sixth and final book of the Mortal Instruments series. I don't know why I just smiled. Okay, weird. Both of these series mean so much to me. I've read both of these, and I'm really excited to continue on with her work. So I've been through a lot of hard times over the years, and these books have always been there for me, and they've always lifted my spirits, and I just cannot get enough of this world. So, but we're going to be continuing, so let's get to go. So after we wrap the Mortal Instruments series, there's a couple of books that you can read. This one I have not read yet, so I guess I probably should have read this one before making this video, but it's fine. The next one is the Bane Chronicles, and I think this one can easily be read because at really any point, I think I would probably put this book set after City of Glass that this could be read, because this really tells the story, or many stories, because this is an anthology written by Sarah Rees Brennan and Maureen Johnson with Cassandra Clare, all about the kind of past histories, and ask a lot of questions like, how did Magnus get banned from Peru? How did what's his name? I forgot his name. I haven't read the series for so long. How did him and Camille first meet? How did San Diego, or what? How did he become a vampire? I have a horrible memory, but there's this one. This next one is a great book to read if you literally just finished City of Heavenly Fire and you're like in this place where you don't want to say goodbye to these characters just yet. This is a great book to read, which is Tales from the Shadowhunter Academy. I would recommend, you cannot read this book without having read the Mortal Instruments series and the Infernal Devices. I would recommend. This book doesn't... I'm actually almost done with this book, by the way. I have about less than 200 pages left, so this will be the book you guys will see me review next. My review for this will hopefully be posted on Monday of next week. I I don't know, I literally picked it up off my shelves and started reading it, and there has been no stopping. I've been reading it for the past week. I stopped reading Lady Midnight. Do not ask me why, but I'm actually glad that I did, because there is a lot of things in this that's going to be bleeding into the Dark Artifices, and I'm kind of really happy that I decided to do this. This book is incredible. I'm going to try to not talk about it anymore, because I don't want to, like, you know, this to be like a review. So, yeah. All right. All right, so I forgot to include this one, but this was supposed to be in next to after City of Glass, which is the Red Scrolls of Magic. And this is the first book of the Eldest Curses trilogy. This trilogy is very different from most of Cassandra Claire's series, because this is not like a the same characters from each book. It follows like a interwoven storyline that's bled through all of them. It basically follows Alec and Magnus at different points in their life in terms of timeline. Like, this is set during the timeline of at the end of City of Glass, when Alec and Magnus are on vacation, and then it kind of takes place later than that. And then the second book of this series is set not after. It's set in between. It's set after in the Mortal Instruments and the Dark Artifices. All right, now we have the Dark Artifices series, which we have Lady Midnight, Lord of Shadows, and Queen of Air and Darkness. And what I kind of can't get over about this series, as well as Last Hours, which we'll get to in just a couple of minutes here, is I kind of cannot get over how long these books are. Look how big these are, especially this one. So just so you know, that when I get to this book in the series, you may not see the review for at least a month, because this book is freaking long. This book is almost 900 pages. And I think this goes without saying, I will not read this one in hardcover, despite having one right at the top corner over here. I don't want to ruin that beautiful hardcover by literally, I would probably have to break the spine, because the book is so big, and the publisher is not the best publisher in the world to publish a book that big, just saying. But I am very excited to read this series. I've had all 3 books of this series, by the way, guys. I've had all 3 books for 4 years. Haven't read a single page. Well, actually, that's not true. I did read the prologue, and I read the first chapter of Lady Midnight. It's been a busy week, financial. It's a much longer story on that one. I might tell at a later date in the future, but yeah. And what's really cool is, if you get the paperbacks, guys, if you put all 3 of them together, they form like a picture. And that's why I wanted the paperbacks, because that is so, so cool. All the paperbacks do that. I cannot wait to have Last Hours in paperback, but that's that. Those have not come out yet, so. So after you have finished the Dark Artifices series, I have 2 books, which one I forgot to just pull out of here. One you are going to want to pick up is on The Lost Book of the White by Cassandra Claire and Wesley, this person, who I cannot pronounce his name. This book is set after the events of the... No, scratch that. This book... I haven't read this. You can clearly tell that. This book is set during the timeline of the Dark Artifices, but this novel is set after the events of Tales from the Shadowhunter Academy. And I love this cover. This is a kick-ass cover with Magnus on it. Sorry, my ring light is kind of making this have a glare, but it's really, really cool. And I'm so glad they did a cover change for this, because I love both covers, but it's really cool. But I want to geek out just a little bit. So for people who really liked the original cover that looks like this for the first book, well, if you look at the jacket, they kind of made up for it. I mean, I've never, where you take it and it is underneath. It's really neat. I love it, but I do admit, I think I prefer this cover over that one. But, so, the next one, sorry about that. The next one, this one is set in very different times, but this was published after Queen of Air and Darkness was published. And that is Ghosts from the Shadow Market, which says at the very top of this, a companion to Mortal Instruments, Dark Artifices, Mortal Instruments, Infernal Devices, and Dark Artifices. So this is going to have stories, characters from all three of those series, so I would highly recommend reading this one after reading that one. And this one was released like every month or week or whatever, like the other two anthologies, Bane Chronicles and Tales. They were released by multiple authors writing it, and they were released like 1 month they might release it on, and those all came out on ebook and audiobook. And then this is the first time it's been in print. This has been out for years. I want to preface that this has been out for several years now. This book came out in 2019, and it's awesome. And I think this is Jem on the cover. By the way, Jem is a huge character of this book, so definitely bleeds into both Mortal Instruments series, Dark Artifices, and Infernal Devices. So I probably should have told you guys this before. I have read the Infernal Devices series, and I believe now you can read the Last Hour series. I don't know if this series heavily connects to any of the future series. This series is set 25 years after the Infernal Devices. This is set in 1903 in London. And I think I'm really hardcore fangirling. These covers are so gorgeous. So the first book is Chain of Gold. So pretty. So pretty. And then we have Chain of Iron. And then the most recently book that came out, Chain of Thorns. So I'm sorry this is not the best formula video. There's a lot of books. They're set in a lot of different time periods, and there's a lot. So yeah, lots of love here. So I almost forgot about one, and that is the Shadowhunter's Codex. So this is a in-universe nonfiction book. So this is heavily tied to the Mortal Instruments series, because throughout this book you'll have notes that are handwritten that are written by Clary, Jace, and Simon. All about random facts from weapons to demons to technology, talking about Idris. This is a fantastic anthology. I've been kind of flipping through this over the years, and so I think at this point I've pretty much read the whole thing. I kind of would jump in various places and read chunks in mismatched places. I do want to fully sit down and actually read this as a novel. It's going to be a different one to review. I may not actually fully be able to review it, but I might just sit here and fangirl a little bit about it. I really like it. It's the only Shadowhunter book that has end papers. So this side has Mortal Instruments fan art. Well, not fan art. I think these were designed for the book, and then the back has Infernal Devices. So it's really neat. I love it because it looks like you would expect a really old bound book to look like. So that's really cool here. So sorry, this is, a lot of pausing and me smiling weird, which I realized I smiled weird, so sorry for me being really fucking weird. But I love this author, and I love all of these books. There's a lot I have not read. For those who want to know, I have never read Bane Chronicles, Ghosts from the Shadow Market. About half of the Codex I have not read. I have not read the two Elias Curses books. I have not read the entire Dark Artifices or the entire Last Hours. So I am currently reading Tales from the Shadowhunter Academy. I'm almost done with that, and once I'm done with that, I will be diving headfirst into Lady Midnight and continuing on with the entire Dark Artifices series. And then once I'm done with that series, I'm going to be reading the Last Hour series, and then I'll be reading Bane Chronicles and Ghosts from the Shadow Market after that. Whether that will be, now these are just books by this author I'll be reading. I may take a break from various books because some of these books are really freaking long. and they're going to take a lot of time to get through. So thank you for watching this very weird video. I hope you found some of this information helpful. Let me know what you think of the new bookshelves setup. I love them. These are probably going to be in this order for a very long time. And I also have a whole nother shelf of her a shelf here, so more books can be added as they release. So I hope you guys have a wonderful night and a wonderful week, and I will see you guys on Monday. Have a great week. Bye-bye.